And Are You Okay is a not safe for work podcast, so any young listeners are discouraged from continuing. However, we literally have no way to track that. So do whatever the hell you want and enjoy the show.
Us, 10 minutes. For you, a lifetime.
Rachel, you look tired.
Yeah, wake up.
Isn't that such a great thing to say to a woman? Hey, you look tired.
Yeah.
It is 10:30 in the evening, though.
Yes,
Yeah, we are on
it
this
is.
dangerous trend.
I don't like this trend.
I love it.
I'm okay with it right now.
We get
'cause it's a
worse as we
Friday.
go, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So, if you did listen to the last Skywalker episode, we realized that this was too big of a
There's so
too big of a
much to talk
task
about.
because
Yeah.
we got to finish the movie still because we only got like 5 minutes into the movie. That's not true, but we did fuck around a lot. So we got a lot of movie left to go,
and a lot more to unpack.
and we got to not tie in, but we got to cover the end of. We got to cover the finale of 9 movies, basically.
Yeah, there's much more to talk about.
And in
than
honor
just-
of the 9 movies, I have had 9 beers.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Your composure is as if you've only had 2.
Yes, that is a direct result of quarantine. I'm sad to say.
Yeah, your alcohol tolerance is through
It's
the roof.
fucking. It's. I'm glad it appears that way, Mike. Because I could not drive a car right now.
He's not even recording this, is he?
No, it's. This is fully on.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fully on.
Well, you
So-
are listening to Annie, Are You Okay? A Star Wars podcast. I am joined once again by the light
Tell 'em.
to my saber
Eh,
because it has like fewer calories. Ceebs, how you doing today?
caloric.
Do we even have social media accounts? I don't care. They don't care.
We do.
We're also joined with our guest once again,
Fuck those social medias.
Ray.
Chol.
How you doing?
Good. Just woke up from a nap.
Oh
it's
yeah.
fucking
Did you
late as
take a
shit.
nap? Because I watched you the whole time. And
Yeah,
You did not.
I know. I
that
wanted
weird?
to. I did. Like I said before, I fall asleep halfway through movies, and
Yeah, and podcasts.
are we like
that
even
you're
halfway
on?
through?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually really irresponsible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, so is drinking 9 beers. I guess.
Well, when you don't have to work the next day, and it's a quarantine, so every day is the same day. Guys, when is
All right.
coronavirus gonna end?
Never.
Oh, all
is
right. Well, we
life
can
now.
at least keep making episodes then. Of
That's
this.
true.
So,
This is a fun hobby.
did we get to the point where maybe we just make our own fucking movies
Ah,
and nobody watches them?
No
or
one should
listens
watch
to the
them.
podcast.
yeah.
It's all good.
That's fine.
Anyway, thanks for joining, guys. It's been great. This is it.
Let's dive back in. Where you left off
So-
with Rey finding out she was a Palpatine.
To recap, listen to the first episode because that's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I was like, there's no way at this point in time you're doing like the 1920s
That would-
like recap. of
No, that would be
everything.
hilarious if I was like wasted and I just did like 20 minutes on the podcast that we just did and just wasted more time. That could be fun.
Fortunately, that's not happening.
And a
today.
galaxy far, far away. There's no way. I could.
From our point of view, Palpatine is evil.
The Jedi also appear to be potentially evil. I don't know. This guy gets paid. He's a 1920s guy. Gets paid in cigarettes. He doesn't give a shit about anything. So we are on. We have just found out that Raymond. Her name's just Ray. Not Raymond.
Okay, just Ray.
Robert came and was like, "Yeah, hey Ray, you're a Palpatine." One of these days we're gonna get it.
What? I can't do it. My voice is
I don't
too
think we're
fucking
gonna get it.
high pitched and annoying to do that.
Yeah, it really is. I don't think we're gonna get it. So Ray, just Ray, R-E-Y, the Ray Hay kid. She's a Palpatine. Terrible. This is so tragic.
Yeah, she said visions of herself on the Sith throne.
A Sith?
She don't like it.
Lord?
A Sith Lord?
The vision she does have, by the way, with her like double lightsaber is fucking awesome.
The switchblade, or what is it?
The butterfly knife.
Yeah.
No, what are they after the movie came out? They had a bunch of memes of a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, Swiss Army knife.
Well, whatever she's got, it looks fucking sick.
It's dope.
Yeah.
And she got really pointy teeth.
She got sharp teeth.
Yeah, my teeth are ready to.
I don't like that. I want to go on record that I don't like that sound.
It happened. So.
What happened?
Yeah, you just start doing
I said
that?
it happened.
Oh,
I think that happens like it happened in the movie, and I was
gonna say, I think you're in like heroin
I was
withdrawal,
just being
dude.
a douche.
Well,
before we get there, I don't think we quite got to the part where she takes that like skimmer.
Yeah, we
thing.
didn't. Well, we didn't talk
Rachel.
about the worst part of the movie.
Oh, the worst part of the movie.
The Sith dagger being like from the Goonies. And being like, oh, if we
I was going to give you that one. I wasn't even going to bring that up.
You weren't even going to bring it up. Let's pull out this thing and like lines just up with this debris because,
we are now, by the way, on, I guess, one of the moons.
One of the moons
of Endor.
Well, Endor is a moon.
That's no moon.
To
Jesus
the Endor
Christ.
system.
It gets.
But they're on
so
a
many
different
layers.
moon. They're on another moon where the Death Star 2 wreckage
The Deuce.
crashed. The Deuce, according to the Ringer podcast.
So there's some wreckage, and that is the worst part when they're literally. So they meet this band of, what's the word I'm looking for? Defected stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And there's a very violent ocean.
Yeah, they offer to help them get to the wreckage, but they're
not
like
until the morning.
Yeah, and the Resistance doesn't have time for that.
And it wasn't even like a.
No, it's not the Resistance that doesn't have time for that. Rey is like. Yeah. Fuck no, we're going right now.
After she takes the dagger to figure out where. That was
one
part.
Because Poe and Finn are like, okay, cool, we'll do it in the morning. Rey's like, nah, bitch, we're doing this now.
Yeah, but the Resistance don't have time, though. They're
no
actually on a
resistance.
time crunch.
Okay.
It's true. So Rey takes
But you're
the
right.
dagger.
You're right.
Well, no, because the reason I say that is because... Okay, sorry. Go to the dagger
I was going to
first.
say, Rey takes the dagger. And this is the part I had to pause because I was very upset about this. Because this was like some Carmen Sandiego shit. She literally fucking lines the blade up. She's like... Instead of, using the Force, because that's what they do all the time. Instead, that's what she does. She lines the blade up. She's like, that's where I need to be.
Do you hate more, the blade or me telling you that it's the Force?
In this instance, I would take you saying it's the Force over that, to be honest. Because why not keep rolling with that?
I mean, hey.
Well, if it's the Force, why doesn't she use the Force to bring the Wayfinder?
Wayfinder.
The vanilla wafer.
The vanilla wafer.
The Sith vanilla wafer, yeah.
To her from the wreckage.
Because there's like a lot of river.
Yeah, there's so
water.
much stuff in the way, I guess.
Neither here nor there. They tell her, we can take you there. There's a storming ocean. There's a Death Star wreckage. The Wayfinder that Rey needs to find Exegol is in the Infinity Stone. Is in the Death Star wreckage. And she's thinking, like, there's no way I can get across there. The former stormtroopers say, like, we can get you there. It's just, like, these conditions right now are fucking atrocious. That's like Hurricane Katrina. We can't just drive through that shit.
Don't go near the water.
She did it. What can I say except
you're welcome. The sun, something in the sky. The amount of times I've seen that movie, you would think that
I don't know.
Well, it's okay, we'll move on.
What a brilliant transition that we fucking
Great job,
ruined.
Rachel.
But I mean, she did. I love that she brought up the water, but
the water. The water is very violent at this point, though.
So Rey pulls a Moana.
So Rey literally pulls a Moana and like just steals a fucking boat.
Hold on, my mind is just fucking straight up blown right now.
That was the most obvious Moana connection we could have ever made, and we didn't do it.
My brain's broke, and I'm glad that Rey was here to tell me about it.
Any other time, we would have just been like, yeah, and then General Kenobi in the council meeting was like, "Oh, don't go near the water," when it doesn't apply at all.
Yeah.
And that was like fucking perfect, and we didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Well, that's why we bring in.
That's so cool. That's really good,
guests.
Mike. We're great. We're really
bad.
good at this.
Wow,
You're welcome.
Don't listen to us anymore.
We're gonna rename this to "Never Listen to This Podcast."
It's catchy. I like
Jesus
it.
Christ. Anyway, Ray. I keep fucking saying Rachel because Rachel's sitting across from me.
Hey, what's up?
Not this Rachel. Ray of Ray.
R-E-Y. Yeah. Ray Palpatine at this point.
Ray Palpatine says, "Fuck that. I'm gonna steal like a little fucking pontoon and just shoot my way across Hurricane Katrina."
So this is like a continued, like from what I said last episode about her being unhinged and like she's got fucking crazy eyes right now. Like she says, like, fuck it to my friends, fuck it to everything else. I am going for it. Like she is reckless. She is angry.
There's just not enough time. They gotta go for it.
And this just keeps going for the next like couple scenes. So
Yeah, and while Finn is connecting with the other stormtroopers, Poe is like, well, you know, we got to get the Falcon fixed if we really want to, like, get over there.
and
it's
Poe's like, Ray.
You mean Finn? We keep
Yep.
messing them
God
up.
damn it.
I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why we keep
It's all
fucking it up.
those one syllable
think you know what the problem is.
names.
Is that we want
Two
them
or
to be,
one.
We want them to be get together so bad.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Finn says Ray as he
Yeah,
always
he's
does.
really good at that.
Of course.
He doesn't get to point out the First Order a lot in this film, but he does get to yell.
That's because everyone just knows that they're around.
Yeah.
They're always there.
So she makes it there, and a great callback to The Force Awakens. She's like expertly climbing through the Death Star wreckage, very much like when she was climbing through the Star Destroyer wreckage. She gets up to... So there's actually a couple musical callbacks here. We get the Emperor's theme playing as she enters the throne room.
Can I do the Emperor's theme real quick?
Sure. I can't believe you could make such beautiful noises with just your mouth.
Thank you. That was a Taylor Swift song.
Oh. Wow.
I know. I learned it on
On your mouth?
the making fart noises.
Okay.
Anyway, that was the Emperor's theme.
Yeah, the
By
Emperor's
Taylor
theme
Swift.
played.
And the stylings of Taylor Swift.
Right. And then, as she goes deeper into the throne room, Darth Vader's death music plays.
Oh. I don't know
This
that
is
one.
where
I
he
can't
died.
do that one.
It's just a sad Imperial March. It's funny. It's like when they play the sad NFL music.
Oh, I know the sad NFL.
Yeah,
music.
it's
I
like
can do that one.
yeah.
But I don't.
But yeah, it's very much
Rachel
akin to
has no
that.
idea what we're
She
talking
had no
about.
clue. So a door opens where the Sith Wayfinder is, and this is where she has her vision with her sharp teeth and the, and the cool Swiss Army knife lightsaber. Shark
Ray.
Raby shark dude.
Yeah. And then like Kylo Ren
Yeah, he shows up.
shows up.
He's like, the only way you're getting to Exegol is with me.
Crunch. He crushes it like a Dorito chip in his hand.
It really does.
He's pretty strong.
Yeah, very. Because that thing looks like it has like the density of a rock, but you're right. It very much goes out like
tough.
a Dorito.
He crunches it like a fucking Cool Ranch Dorito.
Oh,
Specifically.
shit.
Yeah, it crumbles. And then they fight.
Well, she fucking loses it.
She goes
This is
nuts.
like the peak of her like mental breakdown that's
and
going
then
on here.
she says, and then they fight with lightsabers.
It's probably, I don't know. This is either the best or the second best lightsaber.
You think
fight
so?
Of the trilogy.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I really like
the trilogy.
It's like
Yeah, probably.
juxtaposed with
I think it's probably the best one.
the water. Yeah, I don't know. I really like
There's
the
a bunch
Force
of
Awakens.
water.
Yeah, so much water.
Are we not counting in The Last Jedi
The Praetorian Guards.
Yeah.
I don't consider it a lightsaber battle.
Okay,
because they're
fair.
they're
Because
not
it's not
fighting.
just lightsabers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Because that scene, I think, is
Oh,
just
that
the
scene's
single
amazing, but
best scene of
it's
the trilogy.
If there's a lightsaber duel in that movie, it's when Luke's fighting Kylo on Crate, and that one's not. Symbolically, it's great, but
barely a battle though.
Yeah, but it's not.
Right.
So their fight there is awesome. I feel like they do a really good job. You know how like some people criticize the prequels for being like over choreographed.
Sure.
And I can kind of see that. It doesn't bother me as much. But this fight has a really good mix of. It has the emotional weight that people like in the battles from the original trilogy, like Empire and Return of the Jedi. But it's still choreographed enough and with enough force powers and like special effects have obviously come a long way at this point, where like you feel the weight and the fighting that's actually happening is really cool, and that kind of like expands on that idea from what I was talking about previously, how like Rey has become so much more of a formidable warrior.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren's been here. You know what I mean?
This is in his first rodeo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they have a great fight, and ultimately the emotion carries to like a really deep place, because this is where we actually get not just the death of Leia, but the death of Kylo Ren.
Yes. How did you feel? I think you kind of mentioned this a little bit in the last episode, but Leia's death. If you guys need to,
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't understand why her big move. She can obviously, they're connected in the Force. She can obviously sense like, all right, this is my one shot. Oops, I hit the microphone with my beard hair. She feels like this is my one chance to like reach out to my son, like once and for all. Everybody at the base is like, "Oh, Leia needs to go lay down." I was like, "What the fuck?"
This is dumb. Like,
and then she like uses all of her remaining life energy just to be like, "Man," and then like that's enough for him to just be like, "Huh?" And then
I will try to explain to you like what happens, but I'm not going to be upset with you guys if you, one, don't get it, or two, aren't happy with what it is. But like so Leia reaches out to him and essentially like connects to a point where like her life force, she gives up her life force to save Ben. In that moment when like Rey stabs Kylo Ren, that's enough to kill him, correct?
Sure. Yeah,
we all agree. Leia's
probably an insta kill.
Leia's like force, like essence, like transferring into Ben from across the galaxy is enough to kill her, and buys Rey enough time to heal Kylo Ren's wound. Now, in this moment, not only does she heal the wound, but you see the scar from his face disappear as well, symbolically showing that like Kylo Ren is gone, and what is left is Ben Solo. Personally, I think that Leia should have been killed in The Last Jedi. They had perfect out for it.
Made more sense, right?
Yes,
yep.
But
that's
the explanation. Like I said, you don't have to like it, and you don't even have to.
No, I get it.
Like,
I totally get it. Like, I saw that, and I got that from the scene. It was just like,
doesn't feel right.
It just felt like that. And I think the backdrop of that is that Carrie Fisher did die in real life. So it was like they could have just not had her in this movie, and that would have been totally fine. They could have had her die in the fucking scene when she died, quote unquote.
Superman.
Right.
In the last movie.
So are you saying then that Leia had the foresight of knowing that like Rey was about to stab him, and then she gave her life?
I think so. I think that Leia specifically, her connection to others through the Force is way more powerful than anybody else. Whenever you see like in Empire,
that's like her Force strength. That's basically.
I feel like every like Jedi has like one thing that they're like really really good at. Like for Obi-Wan, it's like the Jedi mind trick.
Sure.
Like
and the.
Yeah, that thing too.
Sound.
Right. Well, Leia's like specific ability, I think, is like that connection, like via the Force, where like she can communicate, or like in this case, I think it's come to a point where she can like literally transfer her essence, like or her power. It was like it's what saved Ben. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying.
Brought him back.
Right. But I kind of forget the point I was trying to make.
It's fine, man. I think I get it.
It's just like it's like
it's weak. It's a weak.
I don't love it, but I also
think
don't.
Cinematically, it's just like kind of if you're an objective moviegoer, not necessarily a Star Wars fan, like it just kind of feels like what just happened.
Yeah.
And it felt like a huge moment that you wouldn't get as like a
casual viewer.
Yeah, you're just like, oh.
But at the same time, I feel like casual viewers don't care as much about this kind of thing.
That's true.
So you're talking.
That's probably why they hated it more.
Yeah, this is like you're like I understand the point you're making, but like you're talking to people who like. For huge Star Wars fans, this feels weak. For people who like don't like Star Wars at all, they're like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. But for the people right in the middle, which is the mass movie-going audience, they don't care.
Oh, I hate them then. Because they don't stand for anything.
Well, that means you hate most people, and I don't disagree.
Well, I mean, is that an unpopular opinion?
It's not. I quite frankly agree with you.
So anyway, Rachel, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, so I mean, kind of moving it forward. So Rey heals him, and as we saw, she did with the like snake looking thing earlier.
The basilisk.
The basilisk, yeah, exactly. But you said that this is when he turns from Kylo to Ben. However, it isn't until he talks to Han Solo very, very shortly after, like right after. Because in his talk to his memory of Han Solo, he says like, no, like Ben's dead, and then he's like, no, he's not.
Symbolically,
he's
no longer Kylo Ren.
It's like his realization of like everything. So I get that, but one thing about this scene is like Rey literally just abandons her fucking friends here. She like force pushes Finn away because she doesn't want him to get hurt, but then she literally is like, peace out.
Yeah, she leaves because she's afraid of what she's become. And I think that
okay,
but
fair.
I understand the point you're trying to make. Like what the fuck? Like it seems like slightly out of character until you like she is carrying so much, like everything she just learned.
Right, like I had said before, this is literally like the pinnacle of her like breakdown.
Basically. And it's kind of like you see the pinnacle of her breakdown. She also is now realizing her breakdown. But
she's like, yo, I gotta get as far away from here as you can. And she does that literally.
Get as far away from here as you can.
Again, does not sound like that at all.
No. Let the viewers make up their own minds.
So
we are
way more my version than your version. But she's gone now. She's out. She's out of here. She's gone now. She's gone now.
Wait, do we want to talk about the Han Solo?
Absolutely. I was gonna say Rey's gone, and then Kylo Ren's like, I just had a vagina in my stomach. And then she made it go away. And I feel great now. The fuck is going on? Is this love? Am I good now? Am I seeing ghosts now? Yeah, buddy, you're seeing ghosts now. I did say in the previous...
They're ghosts now?
They're just ghosts now. But it's the Pac-Man ghosts. Which is weird. No, it's Han Solo shows up. No,
it's not even the Force Ghost. It's a memory.
I said in the last episode that I do not like the callbacks. I don't like the abundance of callbacks because there are so fucking many in
There's
this
a
movie.
ton in this movie.
Which I guess again is natural for excuse me, the last episode when you're tying a bunch of shit together. I like this one a lot, actually. Because we get Han Solo back, which is like, of course, I love this scene. Mirror image of the scene from Force Awakens.
Yes.
Upside down. We get the, I don't know if I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. And he's like, well.
No, I'm sorry. That's your thing. I'll let you do it.
Jackie's gonna play. I don't care if you have to throw that lightsaber into the ocean.
He's like, Ben. No, we get Han, like tender Han.
Yeah, which you really don't get a lot of.
Which we don't see really at all, except other than kind of a little bit with him with Rey in 7 and the scene that him and Leia have in 7.
Yeah.
Well, and you see with his scene with Kylo in 7 too.
Yeah, and of course the scene at this one.
Yeah.
Is kind of like the photo negative.
So there is a brilliance in the script here, just like fucking amazing. This is one of the best callbacks in the film. He says
it's hard to choose from.
He says "Dad," and he just wants to say like "I love you," and Han's response is just "I know." And it's like, it's everything that,
I
didn't
get it.
It's so
Rachel,
good.
Do you get it?
I get it. I mean, I didn't catch it.
In the moment, yeah.
In the moment.
It's very good. It's such a touching moment. Yeah.
I know.
I love it.
It's one of those things where it's like, he chucks the saber.
His lightsaber. His Kylo Ren lightsaber into the ocean.
Yeah. Can we agree that, like,
cool-ass lightsaber.
Even though, like, we're not crazy about, like, the Palpatine plot, the Rey Kylo stuff in this movie, just like The Last Jedi, it's so strong. It really kind of makes up for like the rest of it. It's like I'm so heavily invested in their story specifically. Like,
I don't think you can say it makes up for it, but it's definitely the best part of the movie for sure. It's one of the best I think elements in the entire trilogy.
For sure. It's top. It's the number one.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Rachel's staring. She said,
"Sorry, I have a lot going on."
Rachel's reading a fucking book
of
right
course,
now.
of my notes.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was.
So of course I love the Han Solo cameo here. Part of me wonders how cool it would have been for a different vision here, whether it be Luke and Kylo and Luke kind of, reconciling, or what could have really been cool, and I feel like we'll talk about this later, Anakin, his grandfather as Anakin, kind of bringing him into, bring him over the threshold back to the light side. I don't dislike what they did with him and Han Solo. I just wonder what it could have been with someone else.
I think Han was the right call. While Anakin's my favorite character, obviously, and I think that
that was your screen name.
Yeah,
Anakin, the chosen one.
That is correct.
Spelled wrong.
Yep, on AOL Instant Messenger. Mm-hmm. Don't let me forget it.
I'll bring it up every once in a while.
While I do think that like maybe it would have carried some weight, his relationship with even like the ghost of like Darth Vader or Anakin is just not really fleshed out enough. His relationship
it's also not real.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
which we just learned like an hour ago.
Exactly. Right. So I think it's like it'd be different if they had some sort of like relationship that we were aware of. Han just makes way more sense. So there's like not even like Luke can't bring him back, who's a Jedi. Leia can't bring him back, who's a Jedi. His dad, who's not a Jedi, someone he has like an emotional connection with. Your father.
Yeah, and I like
so.
Like I said, I totally I do like this scene. I think that it is cool kind of seeing, for all the reasons that you just said. I mean, again, I think we'll talk about it later, but I know, like, for the rise of Skywalker and to end the saga, like, Anakin should have been in this in some form. So I just, like, wonder what it could have done to the story. I feel like
that's a good idea, and I don't disagree with it. I just feel like they didn't, like,
it wouldn't have worked with what happened.
He wasn't, like, in this, like, really at all.
Yeah.
Other than, like, a fake kind of, like, idea.
Yeah.
Of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think that it's
anyways,
like,
it was just a thought of how it would have taken the movie
like,
in a different direction.
I think that like if I were writing this, which I very clearly was not,
right? Because we spelled fucking everything wrong.
Right, exactly. Like, like I would have tried to find a way to incorporate a little bit more from all of the trilogies.
Definitely more Moana.
It's just not the way it went. And yeah, like, tons more Moana. And in fact, we would just rewrite it wouldn't be the Skywalker saga, it'd be the Moana saga.
Moana.
And then Shiny would be played a bunch of time.
Exactly.
And so I don't want to really, this is kind of brief, when Rey is back on the Ireland world of Octo.
Yes.
Very brief.
Yeah.
She kind of decides to take the Luke Skywalker route. She's like, fuck this. I'm afraid of myself.
Yes.
So I'm going to drink green titty milk and hang on this planet until I die.
I've seen her routine. She is not busy.
She's not busy. Which is so much more sad because Luke, I don't know, we don't know when he went there, but he was definitely later in life. Rey's probably like 20. She's in her late 20s.
Yeah, if she's around the same age as Anakin was at his peak, then she's around 23.
So, yikes.
And you know what? It's not even that long because if she was 19 in The Force Awakens, it's literally only been like a year since then.
Yeah.
That's also something weird that you have to kind of keep, like, not that much time has passed.
Right. So she's just going to, her plan is to just hang out on this shit planet.
With the
It's like
characters
a rock.
who hate her.
Who hate her because she fucked their whole village up in the previous movie. And of course, we have to have Luke Skywalker in this movie.
1,000%.
We must.
He very much has changed his tune.
He's got a new hairstyle.
Yeah, and
He's got
Jedi
new
weapon
robes.
deserves more respect.
This is the first time we see a Force Ghost like interact with the environment.
Second, Yoda does it in The Last
Yoda
Jedi.
does it. You made a point of that.
Yeah.
This is the second time we see that.
Correct.
And what I meant was this is the first time we see a not Yoda do this.
Right. I mean, one could argue that Obi-Wan sat on a log, but I just don't think that counts.
Yes.
Do you think the log even knew about that? So, yeah, basically we get a whole... She's with her mentor, Luke Skywalker. Old ghost, Luke Skywalker. They do a whole thing, and he's just like, man, give it another shot. And it turns into the Joker for a minute. It's terrifying.
Well, we get a cool flashback sequence where we see...
Yes, this is actually very important.
Luke and Leia training. That's before Luke ends up giving Rey Leia's lightsaber. The CGI young Mark Hamill is, in my opinion, the best we've seen, other than maybe Tarkin in Rogue One. Leia's not quite as good, but it's still pretty fucking good.
It's good.
The sequence is cool. You know, we
They
have
don't
to
speak, but
No.
it
gets the job
achieves
done.
it achieves what it's supposed to
Yeah,
achieve.
this is where a narration I didn't mind. Like, the visuals were fine.
Yeah.
With what was going on.
Yeah, no, it was a good little cutscene. You do get finally the knowledge that like Leia did train as a Jedi,
Yeah, it
which
makes-
would have been fucking helpful before
Right.
the last movie.
Exactly.
Basically, Luke as her mentor puts her back on the right path, and then kind of like very much symbolically, like this is the end of this saga. Luke pulls his fucking X-wing out of the sea.
As the Force theme plays.
Of course,
Yeah.
that Rey takes.
Quick
to-
question in kind of the scene. So she says that, well, like, I don't have the Wayfinder, and then like Luke says like, you have everything you need. And when he says that, to me, it feels like it's supposed to be like some metaphorical thing, but like literally he means like nah,
The Wayfinder's
there's a
still in
Wayfinder.
There's
still
a
in
second Wayfinder.
right.
No. Kylo Ren has had this Wayfinder
No,
since
I know.
the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
But it just like it was a very strange, to me it felt like
It felt like it didn't literally mean you have a Wayfinder. You just don't know about it.
right. He like made it seem like it was this like
it's
metaphorical
like,
like,
it's in-
it's in
your heart.
here exactly.
Right, well,
but then
this
it was
is-
just
No,
like
it's literally
and
in
it's like
Kylo Ren ship.
oh shit, like it's in the ship.
And
Okay.
this is a direct callback to The Last Jedi because Yoda says Rey has, or when he talked about like the Jedi texts, he's like, there's nothing in that tree that the girl Rey does not already possess. And you're supposed to think that it means that like, oh, like Rey like has this knowledge and like she's like, you know, she's learned it like, you know, from her experiences and stuff like that. No, Rey literally took the Jedi texts from the thing and it was like in a drawer on the Falcon.
But
It's
that
like meant to be
I don't
like
know,
kind of
that landed a little better for me than this did. I don't know why.
Yeah, but
and it's it's such a small part. It was just something that stuck
It was the
out to me.
inflection. It was the inflection of the way he said it. Felt like he was like he was literally like pointing to his chest, and he was like, "You have everything." He wasn't literally doing that, but it really felt like that.
He was literally, but not.
And then she's
literally.
like, "Huh? Oh, there's another way forward."
Yeah, it just seemed like an odd exchange.
So
I guess.
it was
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit, but
Regardless, so
but
she has
case
it,
in point,
and great,
you
we
know,
can get to Exegol.
She's on her way to Exegol, which is not spelled again, not spelled the way that we thought it was.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was like EXICLE, like a popsicle, but like exicle.
Like an exicle.
I thought
Like
it
an
was
exicle.
XXX-ghoul, like GHO.
Porn.com.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a G in it. That shocked me.
No, that was.
Well, I think
that
I was just making a joke about porn. Are there boats?
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Is that the fucking War of the World horn?
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Are we gonna die?
We're gonna die.
I hope that comes through on the podcast, or we're gonna sound like fucking idiots.
We already do.
No, but there is a G in the name. That's what I was saying.
We're back.
And I was saying I just wouldn't.
Hooked on
I never would have thought that there was a G in that word.
Oh.
That's what I was saying.
I was just making a joke about porn.
Ray is on her way to exit.
Ray is on the way.
And in the meantime,
We got
Poe and Finn find
got
out
plans now?
Yeah. We got plans now. They have plans now.
Hold on.
Oh, this sounds like a big thing.
We never came back to BB-8 reviving Deo, by the way. Deo.
Oh,
Deo.
this is a fuck. Wait, yeah. Hold on, because the fact that we forgot about that, and this is like a huge plot point, is problematic for me.
So Dio, on Ochi's ship,
Dio.
we have BB-8 who just earlier in the film saw Rey heal the basilisk thing, whatever, and she explains it to
That's
him.
the name that we're giving.
She explains it to him as, like, I just gave him a little bit of my life essence so that he could heal. And she says to BB-8, you would do the same thing. So BB-8 finds Dio on the ship, and he sees, like, a broken droid, and he like, recharges Dio's battery and brings him back to life.
Okay.
In the meantime, we have cute Dio rolling around, whatever.
Are we meant to believe that BB-8 has the Force?
No, we're meant to believe that he used the same concept to recharge a droid. Stay with me here.
The beers are kicking in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
I have another one lined up too, so the ending is going to be weird for this episode.
So we have, Dio rolling around with the crew for this entire time, but
Cone Nose. Call him Cone Nose.
we kind of forget that Cone Nose
Thank you.
was on Ochi's ship, and Ochi was hunting Rey. So as they're on, I really don't know what the name of the new Resistance base planet is, but
Rachel Prime.
yeah, sure. I think it might be Aging Kloss or something like that, but I can't say for sure.
You just like pull words out of your
I
head.
swear that's
Yeah,
a plan.
no, that feels
I
right.
don't-
That feels right. Just,
Okay.
We'll go with that for the sake of time. We're gonna. Yeah, that's fine.
So they're on Rachel Prime and
Rachel Prime.
and
It's a shitty fucking seafood restaurant.
Finn's talking about how he misses Rey after they find out that Leia's dead, and Dio's like, I miss her, because everything he says like twice or something or whatever, and they find out that Dio has information on Exegol
He's
because
just like Exegol coordinates.
yeah, well, he has information on Exegol because Ochi was hired by Palpatine to track and hunt down Rey.
Pretty convenient.
So they can mount their assault on Exegol, but they don't know how quite to get there through the hyperspace lane. We cut back to Rey, who is now in Red 5, Luke's X-Wing.
Right.
With the rebel helmet.
With the Rebel helmet.
Throwback.
Yes. Callback.
To when she had
Another
Rebel
Rebel
helmet.
helmet.
I thought we were tag team.
In Force
I
Awakens.
was like, oh man, I'll just let her take it. But yeah. So
I was really excited when I saw that.
It was cool. It's really cool. So she flies her way there first and gives the coordinates to everyone else to follow. They send Lando off on a mission to be like, look, there's good people.
Tell every single person you know.
Everyone, like, we will, we're
To vote Democrat in the 2020 election.
Everyone vote Democrat. We have to kill the Imperial Republicans.
We have to win.
Yeah.
It's not
On
a joke,
Exegol.
people. We have to win. Vote.org. Just literally look it up. Find out if you're
What's
registered.
like the Pod America or whatever? What's the Pod Save America?
Yeah.
Yeah, go listen to that instead of this or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lando is out recruiting people.
So Lando's out recruiting people to go door knocking and put up signs on their lawns.
Yes. And, bring their ships for the fucking battle that's about to happen.
Yeah.
But they're way, 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 way
Super
outgunned.
outgunned. Yeah. And, so Rey gets to Exegol and she goes to confront Palpatine. Not far behind her is Kylo Ren.
Killa Kylo.
Killer Kylo. Oh,
But
he's
it
not
was
Kylo
Ben
Ren.
Solo
It's
now.
Ben now. Got a bit of a name change.
Yeah.
Burn!
Our names are Ben.
The Resistance comes in. There's a lot of action going on. I don't know if there's much to break down as far as the Resistance
There's not.
space
It's,
battle until we get.
quite hopeless.
It's quite hopeless. There are some cool
It's painfully hopeless.
sequences. Like we've done this several times. We're not going to like super break down the action. However, I do
Because
think
you've seen it.
Yeah, I do think we do need to break down a little bit of the Rey versus Palpatine,
Sure.
Ben versus the Knights of Ren.
But that's different than like a space battle.
Yeah, it's much different.
The Resistance is getting fucked up. That's
Yeah.
really all you need to know.
And they're in dire need of help.
Fats dies.
Oh yeah, Fat Pilot number 15, Greg Grunberg.
He's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know how you know his name.
Well, that's the actor's name. The character's name is Snap
Is he in
Wexley.
a lot of things?
He's in Heroes.
Mike, you're the only person that ever watched that show.
I love it.
I know, but that doesn't change the fact that you're the only person that ever watched Heroes.
Well, it gave me the knowledge for that actor's name.
Okay.
Great dude. Anyways,
Thank you. You can't prove that. You
I
don't know
can't.
him.
You're right. Come on our pod, Greg Grunberg. Talk about your
I know
dad.
you're not doing fucking anything. You bastard. You're probably a good guy. Sorry. I'm about to hit beer number like 15 here, guy. Sorry, Greg
So Ben
Grunberg.
Okay, we get it. All right. So Rey confronts Palpatine and he's like, "Strike me down so I can."
Dude, why does he
inject
love to
myself
say
into
this?
you." I don't know.
This is his fucking go-to move.
He's just trying to find a younger vessel, dude.
His go-to move is like, strike me down, and then here's a screen of all your friends dying. And then
And it always ends the same way, with like lightning being shot back into his face.
always lightning, man.
Yeah.
We got to talk about this because, like Rachel said, there's like fucking 1,000 hooded figures that I guess are just Sith people. That just like,
It's not. I guess they are just Sith.
was
people.
this like a fucking like invitation event, or did they just roll in and all wear the same thing?
They've been there for a while.
Why?
Just
What do
in
they
the stands,
eat?
though?
What do they eat?
Like,
Like, what do you
I-
mean they've been there for a
They're
while?
Sith
Like,
cultists. I don't know.
Cultists need to eat.
they're
Man.
like it. Like,
But
is
Snoke is being bred in a fucking vat, and the Sith cultists
No,
need to eat.
this is the biggest question that I have. Ignore the fucking previous 20 that I've had. What are these cultists about, man? Who is this?
they're just all of a sudden all there. Like stands are filled to the
That's
brim
an arena.
in
dude.
this arena.
That's like if Paul McCartney comes to Philly. He's filling the link.
Listen.
Listening.
listening.
I have headphones on, dude.
Listen, Linda, listen. Have you ever seen that video?
Palpatine fucks.
No, we're past that, man. We're past.
Christ.
Ew. Okay.
It's the end of this podcast.
No, we're done. I
No
don't.
more of that.
I can't explain it. Bread goes in, toast comes out. I can't explain
You
that.
can't explain that, Bill O'Reilly. I fucking challenge you to a debate. Rachel, we did accept earlier that Palpatine may have fucked. So I feel like that is literally like the grossest thing I can imagine. So if that's believable, I guess we just got to roll with the Sith.
Yeah, Palpatine fucks, and that's why there's so many
the
people
Sith
there.
here. I won't. I will continue to not accept that. But
All right,
cool.
well, for
Let's just
us-
appease Mike to
Thank you.
roll this
Yeah,
off.
Thank you.
But, I mean, sure.
So we're coming up on. So me and Ray had like a
There's also like some gladiator shit. Like they're literally in the
Oh,
arena
yeah. Oh, yeah.
watching.
Russell
like,
Crowe
they're
is
like,
unavailable.
Yeah.
someone is going to die in
Yeah.
the center of this arena.
So me and Ray Chol, as in our guest here,
Rochelle.
when we were watching last night, I paused.
Don't you dare! No. We're not there yet.
Oh shit.
We are
We're
there.
not done yet.
No, not quite.
Wait, guys, before you go on. Sorry, go ahead.
Is that 15?
That's 25.
All right.
You sound concerned.
You build up to it then.
So she senses Kylo. Kylo's running up. He's not in his Kylo gear anymore because
He's
he's
got,
been.
like-
He's literally wearing like a thermal and like jeans.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
it's
Like,
the
where
most-
did he get that?
It is the most normal clothing
Yeah.
you've ever seen in
Yeah, he's
Star
got
Wars.
Aeropastel fucking
So
like skin tight black
he's
sweater.
coming, trying to come to the rescue to Rey, whatever. And then and she senses that he's there, and then he meets the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, they're ready to get him.
Yeah.
And he's getting fucked up a little bit.
And now, as all of this is coinciding together,
Yes. The strike down ceremony is on.
would you like to
I would like to go into it.
go ahead? I was just letting you know there are a couple little things that led to it.
All right, that was going to be. It's all happening while this is happening, but anyway.
I think we said that.
Yeah. So we have in The Last Jedi, when they're in the throne room, and Snoke is going through and explaining
That he's Palpatine.
that he's.
Oh, right, because that wasn't planned.
So in The Last Jedi, Snoke is explaining that Kylo Ren, he sees Kylo Ren's true intentions, and that he will strike down his true enemy, and it's building up to this point, and then at the last second we realize, oh fuck, Snoke's like, I just got stabbed. In the same exact manner, we have that build up from Palpatine, and Rey passes the Skywalker saber to Ben through the Force.
He does a little sleight of
Right,
hand.
exactly, and it's a huge connection to The Last Jedi in this sense because Snoke was made by Palpatine, so it's like
somehow
they are it's a mirror of that scene. It actually, a lot of people think that a lot of things in The Last Jedi get shit on. This is a pure homage to that scene. It's the exact same build up. Thank you.
If you want to say it like an
adult?
asshole. Like an asshole.
Okay.
I'll say it.
All right.
You can say it like an asshole.
So you have the exact same build up, and the payoff is a twist that you don't see coming. Snoke getting killed, I don't think anybody could have gone in there and predicted that was going to happen.
Okay.
Rey passing a lightsaber through the Force to Ben.
Through a dimension.
Right. And then we get what I think is one of the best action sequences of the movie. Rey completely mowing down the guards that are there.
Fucking them up.
And Ben fighting the master of the Knights of Ren, killing the Knights of Ren.
All of the Knights of Ren. This is
this literally parallels that scene in Last Jedi. Everything
this
parallels
is
it, which
King
is
Henry
really cool.
killed all of his wives. And it's also nothing like that.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I like
But we literally had to
go
pause
way
and
with history.
she wrote the note down as I was as I had
That's
the realization.
Good. That's really good.
But I think it's an amazing part of this movie.
And it's almost like going with the fact that Snoke, was just a puppet of Palpatine.
Well, he did have a hotline, so
It's true.
I can say just a puppet.
Hello.
He was Palpatine's receptionist. But
This is the Palpatine.
what's the robot chicken?
Go for Palpatine.
Yeah, but
I can't say that.
It's kind of to simplify, it's like a fool me once, or what is it? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. It's almost like
shame on everyone.
But it's it's just showing Palpatine thinks he truly he is all powerful, but he has these faults and he has these blinders, and it's it happened once, but this dyad in the Force can still outsmart him in a way, and I just think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Then there's some life force sucking that Palpatine does. Kylo does his shrug, Rachel. He's just like, I'm gonna murder everyone in the circle right now.
I feel like it's just a very little iconic gif from the movie.
He's like, sorry, I have to
we
do
love
this.
good Kylo.
You guys know what's coming, but I'm sorry, I have to do this.
And then Palpatine turns into a Dementor.
Yes.
He's still on a crane.
He's on a crane.
He's still on a crane, and then he does suck the life force out of the two of them, Rey and Kylo, and he does restore his body, I guess.
Yeah, he uses the strength of the dyad.
The suck. Oh.
Right.
Shit. No, not what I said. That was pretty weird.
Yeah, he's a swallow. He swallows the dyad.
He swallows it whole.
Yep.
He says,
and he's like, yummy, cummies in my tummy.
dyad. They're right.
And he's like, this is the shit. and he becomes alive again. I guess. His eyes,
Yeah, I guess.
his eyes turn all yellow.
His eyes
He
go
gets
from
some sweet
astigmatism
new robes.
to
I mean,
red.
I want that force power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So throws Kylo
down a hole.
into a hole, which, as we know, means literally nothing.
He like bounces off the walls too.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't just fall down there.
And then
it's not pretty.
True, like a bank shot.
it's time to lightning blast Rey, because that's the Emperor's, his only move. It works pretty well. Rachel, you put up a finger to indicate that you had a point, and then stopped.
It doesn't lightning blast Rey.
Well, he lightning blasts the fleet. Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. That's what I was.
That happens.
Yeah.
And then gets redirected. His energy gets redirected towards.
Before we get there,
Oh, okay, man.
Rey has to look up into the sky, and this is a huge part of the movie.
Yeah, that's a good point.
For me, I think that's really important. She starts to hear the voices of all the major Jedi.
Yes.
There's
Pretty much every single one that's been
really
in a movie.
significant. Yeah, you got Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan, Alec Guinness Obi-Wan, Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker, Liam Neeson reprises his role as Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson, Mace Windu.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, he's like Rey, deflect lightning into this motherfucker.
Christopher
Sith
Walken.
Lord. Christopher Walken there.
I forget which character that I said he played in the last
Ken
episode.
Wall Christoph, that Jedi Master. Yeah.
Oh. Hey.
There's even
Do your thing, baby.
the voice actor for Kanan Jarrus from Rebels,
Yep,
the voice
don't know him.
actress who plays Ahsoka. Her voice is in there. Frank Oz as Yoda. It's a great scene. And then finally, the last line from Luke. The Force, I think he says, "We will be with you always," or something like that.
Always.
Yeah. And
Boom. She's like,
oh, I'm up now.
I'm in. I'm up now?
We're up now.
So Rey is like, I got this. So she's like, Emperor, I am going to fuck you up, but not in the way that you want me to. So he forced lightning blasts her. She's like, LeBron chase down block. I got this. But it's taking a lot of her energy. And that's when she pulls out the second lightsaber, the Leia saber. She makes the cross. Bam. Well, actually, we have a terrible line of dialogue before this.
And he says, "Girl, I am all the Sith."
Sitting in the theater, I heard that, and I was like, I fucking already know the next line. She's like, and I am all of the Jedi. And I was like, this is terrible. Horrible dialogue. Rachel, what are you doing? You like this line?
Yeah, I strongly disagree with you.
Okay.
I love this.
I kind of like the
Okay.
line too.
This gave me goosebumps. I felt like the delivery was
Okay.
it was very
There's
symbolic.
a lot of beer cans over here.
I very much enjoyed that line, so I would have to disagree with you.
And the lightsabers are in an X, and the X marks the spot, and the spot is Palpatine's face.
And the spot again, for the fucking second time in his life, is his own face. How does he not know about this?
I don't know, man. His
So-
overconfidence is his downfall.
Oh, nice. Your faith in your nerd is yours,
Thanks.
I guess. I'm
Okay.
sorry. That was terrible. So,
Do you have something to say?
Yeah, we still missed a part
What did we miss?
right before the lightning on the fleet.
ride the lightning. Oh.
Poe
Oh my
is
God.
very defeated,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like super heartbreaking.
Yeah,
And then
it is.
you get
It is.
literally an
Yeah.
endgame scene.
Yeah, I was good.
It is
I was like, hey,
exactly.
Here comes Black Panther.
And I don't hate it. I think it's still,
I feel
but
like
it's so similar. Like literally, Lando is in his ear, just like Falcon
Look
is
to your
in.
left.
Yeah, in Captain America's
hold on, didn't
ear.
they say that same
and then all of a
thing?
sudden, there is a fuck ton
And
of
that's when Lando
ships.
comes in and is like,
Yeah, it's
and
they-
like, if you've seen Dunkirk, it's literally all just a fucking merchant navy. Like, that's exactly what this is, but on a much larger scale.
So I think this is the first time we actually get like the main Star Wars theme like in like the battle music.
Could be.
Like it really like it's like but it's like I feel like that's usually not happening like during the movie. Like that's kind of like the opening music, which so that's really cool. There's this meme going around of Anakin from, and then you actually brought this up in our Phantom Menace episode where you talk about how Anakin says like the biggest problem in the galaxy is that no one ever helps anybody. Mm-hmm. And
what happens? Everyone
in
helps
the end,
everyone.
everybody comes to save the galaxy, and it's like
is.
this is a people's victory. It's not just the Jedi over the Sith. Like this is the populace of the galaxy like rising up against tyranny.
Yes. And in the face of that tyranny, somehow Lando is having the best day of his entire life. The entire time he's flying around, he's like, ha ha ha.
What do you expect Billy D. Williams to do?
You could die.
He's the smoothest man in the galaxy.
He is, man. I fucking love and hate Billy D. Williams because he's way cooler than I'll ever be in my entire life. But even at like age, like, I don't know, fucking 70.
That's literally anytime anyone brings up Billy D. Williams, all I can think of is the Family Guy cutaway where...
Hey, Peter, welcome to the cool side of the pillow.
Like, literally, this dude is like 70 at this point, right? And he's still way cooler than I can aspire to be.
1,000%.
I drive
very good
to get Dunkin' around the corner. I don't fucking make that sound. I'm excited to get coffee, but I'm not like, ha ha.
You get the coffee and you're like, well, what have we here? And the Dunkin' person's like,
hell,
can you get the fuck out of my drive-thru, please?
Well, he gets mad when I walk up to him and I'm like, why, you slimy? And he gets pretty annoying. So yeah,
fast forward,
so that is
back
huge.
to...
And I'm glad you said the end game thing because I wanted to say it, but I thought Mike was going to get mad at me if I compared the two.
Oh well,
it's hard to compare them because there's 22 films that build up to Endgame.
Well, it's not so much a comparison. It's just like this scene was.
It is kind of the same scene.
And to be fair, I don't hate it. I kind of thought like it was kind of
I like
cool.
it. I like both of them.
Yeah.
You know. And
I doubt that the two movies. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that they saw Endgame and they were like, yeah.
I don't think
no, which I think is what's cool about it.
They're just kind of like they came out around the same time,
like feeling of like hope and togetherness, like all this stuff, and so I thought that was pretty cool.
And then like, it's a reinforced notion of like never doubt any Star Wars movie because it's always going to turn out well for everyone. Don't never despair while you're watching the movie because it's always going to go okay.
They're always meant to be hopeful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I did. That was definitely the most defeated. I think Poe in his X-wing. That was like the most. He's like, guys, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like we tried.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this is dark.
Yeah, like that scene hurt.
This is like the end of Toy Story 3 when they're all going in like the fire pit, and you're like, all right, but there's no way they're like really gonna die.
Right.
So this is where two lines I fucking can't stand.
Okay.
Lando shows up, and it's like that moment is great, but then like Finn's like, yeah, and then Poe's like, oh my god, like we did it, everyone's here, and it's like, dude, this is so unnecessary.
He pulls his pom-poms out.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, fucking, like we don't need like this, like cheer is fine.
Yeah.
I don't need words behind it.
Hey, audience, every person has arrived to our assistance. That's what he should have said.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
so
like,
that was a good call out because that is hugely, hugely important.
That's why I take a lot of notes.
Good.
So yeah, fast forward to I am all the Jedi.
I am all the Jedi.
Blow up Palpatine's face.
X-Saber. And she just walks it in and fucks Palpatine up. And he dies.
And she dies.
But, I mean, he's come back before. So,
right.
Like,
he dies.
Is he dead?
Quote unquote. Dies.
No one's ever really gone.
Ever.
And this is, again, my problem with the movie is like, okay, they killed Palpatine, but like literally what is to stop him from ever coming back again? But that's the whole thing.
All of the Jedi.
All of the Jedi, I guess. And then Rey dies.
And then Finn instantly senses her death, which I thought that was pretty interesting because that was like the biggest showcase of like, like he's definitely connected to her and force sensitive. And then Kylo comes limping out of...
It's Ben now.
Yeah, it's Ben Lowe.
No, but Kylo's such a cool name.
I know.
You guys are gonna name your fucking kid Kylo, aren't you?
Probably not.
Okay, good. I just want to. All right, you're recorded saying that, so.
I said probably. I'm not
okay,
gonna rule
all right.
anything out.
I'm gonna edit that out though, so it just says. Oh. So anyway, Kylo, everybody can just fucking heal anybody now. So Kylo, force heals Raymond, and then
she's like, maybe we should kiss.
she comes back alive as Ray Romano. It's like, oh Jesus, what happened here? And then
Kylo's like, fuck, never mind, and kills her again.
Oh, I don't know, Ray. And then they kiss. And she says, "Ben," and he's like, "Yeah," and then he dies, which I feel like is sad because I'm pretty positive that was his first kiss.
Yeah, most likely.
And he dies.
It's a touching moment.
I guess that's great. It's a great last memory.
I don't know. I don't like that. Like the
Rachel
Skywalker
says no.
like
Rachel
line
is shaking
just
her head
completely dies there.
aggressively.
I think she. What's Regent say?
I hate this scene.
Okay, good. Me too.
So I have fought for a very long time against Rey and Kylo's romantic relationship.
Okay.
And I apparently am in the minority of that.
Let's hear it.
Always felt in Force Awakens and then in Last Jedi that it was like a brother sister,
Like a bond, but not necessarily
not romantic. I never got the romantic aspect, and then they did, kind of force it a little bit more in this, and so I knew it was gonna happen.
Sure.
But like to me, I didn't think it was necessary. I mean, I guess brothers,
I'm kind of with you.
I guess
on that
brothers
one.
and sisters have kissed in Star Wars before. So
I'm kind of with you on that one though.
Yeah, I didn't need it to be a romantic
I feel
relationship.
like we have some few movies where there's a man and a woman protagonist that aren't romantically involved.
It just
And Star Wars feels like a weird place to
do it. And
to
you
do
know,
that.
to be
If
fair,
there was gonna be anywhere, it would be like that.
I don't feel like they shove it down your throat,
It's
like
not- yeah, it's
it's
not in
just
your face.
a kiss and there's stuff, but like I guess I was annoyed because Mike would say like, oh, they're definitely romantic,
I
and I
thought
was
the
like, no, they're
whole
not.
take my hand thing was more of on this path, not
Yeah, like
necessarily
it didn't need to be
take my hand
all
and
of that.
marriage.
Did you guys even see them touch hands in The Last Jedi?
Oh my god, you're so
Yes,
annoying.
Mike.
The sexual tension is through the roof.
But so that's not the only reason this scene bothers me. It's like a very unnecessary Romeo and Juliet. Like literally, like she's dead, but then he brings her
dead.
back, and now he's dead, but he
then
was
he's
alive
like, "Oh, shit."
just long enough to kiss her.
It is.
It doesn't.
The back and forth death.
It's too much, and you brought it up before. It's too much of this like back and forth,
There's too many people fucking dying, but not really. in this movie.
Leia gives her soul basically to Kylo, who should be dead, but now he's healed, and now he's alive, and now we are back at that same thing where she's dead, but now, like, it's. Make
Sounds
up
like
your
you feel like
minds.
it's convoluted.
It's convoluted. It doesn't really make sense.
I think that's a fair way to describe it, Mike.
Very. It's a cop out. It's a cop out.
Do you think
in my
there's
opinion.
a literal tug of war in the writers' room when they're like they pulled out a rope and they're like, no, he does, no, she does.
Like that's what it was though, and it's such a cop out, and I don't feel like he needed to die. I
don't
think
think so.
it was so unnecessary for him to die.
Did feel like that?
I just
didn't it?
I didn't feel like this needed to.
No one's ever really gone.
No one's ever really gone. Yeah, you can come back at any time, Rachel. And no one will even care or question it. They'll just say somehow Kylo Ren has returned. And then Poe in the next scene will be like, yeah, I don't know how, but he's back.
How did this start again?
The dead speak.
The dead speak.
The dead speak.
Yeah.
And then Poe shows up and he's like, I don't know, Kylo Ren's back.
So yeah, so that's my take on.
I guess
on that
Mike,
scene.
I want to give you the final. This is your thing, man. I want to give you your final thought here.
I just don't hate it. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Like,
Okay. I guess
Could
you don't
he-
really have to defend why.
I mean,
I mean, if you like it, you like it.
yeah, like that's the thing. I guess it's just like this didn't like the movie didn't hinge on like there's a bunch of people who are like Ray loves out there who are like
you're right.
who like live and die on like their relationship, and I'm just like I can kind of see the romantic like tie. I don't like that Kylo Ren, or Ben dies, because truthfully, it's like I feel like we get Kylo Ben. We get the best of him.
I agree.
And then we lose him, and it's sad to me.
I like his path overall. I think I said in our first pod of the series that like I really like the way he starts, and then didn't like how he ended. But I do think his path overall is really good.
Oh, his character development's incredible.
Yeah, they do a great job with him, and I also think it's like if you kind of like break it down from like Kylo Ren did a lot of bad shit. And just because he's Ben Solo now doesn't mean that there aren't repercussions for his actions. So maybe his death was like the penance for.
Yeah, I mean maybe.
You know what I mean? Like that's like a way that it would be like okay, like kind of like maybe his death makes a little more sense. Like how does someone who was Kylo Ren for so long live with himself and go back to a galaxy that he fucking like had a firsthand in practically like.
Plus,
that's fair.
To talk about my favorite thing.
That's a fair point.
If there's ever any kind of like legal system again,
he gets tried. For sure.
He's a
Unless
war
he goes
criminal,
hang out
right?
on, like Octo by himself.
He's a war criminal
for sure.
Yeah,
but yeah, it did kind of feel just like I don't know. Rey healed him, and I get that this was like a lot more effort that he had to
bring her back to life.
But
yeah,
I don't know.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
This was a power that was just literally introduced in The Mandalorian like 2 weeks before this movie came out. So like,
I mean, it's been in Star Wars, but like
but in mainstream Star Wars media, like this was like there's no rules. They could have just been like, and then Ben was fine.
Yeah.
And then I mean, the war's won. We did it, guys. We killed Palpatine again, kind of. Maybe he probably could come back if they wanted to. He's like
as long as Ian
like
McDermott's alive, probably.
He's like a fucking boomerang, and he just was like, we want Palpatine back. We got him. And then the worst thing in this movie happens. They showed 2 women kissing. That drove people insane.
Yeah, I don't understand. I think
it's for like a fucking second. It's funny off camera.
It bothers people that, like people who for some reason can't handle like homosexual relationships get like their panties in a bunch because there's a homosexual relationship on screen, and then people who happen to be LGBTQ are like, oh, that's what you think of, like that's what you think we want as representation, just 2 people randomly kissing in the background.
Yeah,
they managed to piss off both sets of people.
Yeah,
by like that's why Poe should have been gay,
showing like this like kiss. And it's like, to me, I'm just kind of like sitting here, like in the corner, like,
it was like the slightest of like, I was even like, oh shit, I didn't even.
It's because we're straight, white, and male.
Yeah, and then the world hated that because the world hates everything.
Yeah.
And then we get the very last scene of
you didn't...
3 women kissing.
Oh. I thought you were going to tell us about. I thought you were going to skip over Maz giving Chewie his medal.
I was going to skip over that.
Oh.
Yeah, Maz gives Chewie a medal.
But then when the 3, like, this is a very heartwarming moment. When the 3 of them, like, hug.
You feel it.
Yes.
Poe, Finn,
that
and Rey,
is actually a really good scene.
Very, like...
It's a really good... I wouldn't call it a scene, but it's a very good shot of the 3 of them. Like,
yeah.
Because they're like, okay.
And I actually noticed last night when we were watching, Chewie's, like, fist pumping behind them.
Yeah, he's beating the beat up. And then Maz, who I don't know what her authority is in any of this, is like, Chewie, this is for you. And she gives him the fucking medal that everyone else got 4 movies ago.
Yeah, this is dumb.
This is like stupid. This is like on the Han Solo is on the one end of the spectrum, like
good
callback. This is like
the worst. Maybe.
Okay, we're gonna appease Star Wars fans because they bitched for years and years and years about this. So we're gonna fucking shoehorn in.
That was
this
like
at the end.
So I don't know if at the end of the Force Awakens, like when they get back and Han's dead, like everyone was upset that Chewie didn't hug Leia.
Whatever.
Which is like
Star
a
Wars fans
dumb
are
oversight.
people.
But
They're
then like in
people.
The Last Jedi, like when Chewie reunites with Leia, he gives her a big hug, and it's like this is only put in here because of that.
And also, it's not even like a fucking ceremony. It's like Maz, again, like what? Who is she in any of this?
Yeah.
Like officially, she's like Chewie. Here you go. She's like,
but it's her boyfriend.
Here are 50 tickets from Chuck E. Cheese. He's like, huh, cool. Cool. And then we go to Tatooine.
Naturally.
Everything has
They
to happen on Tatooine.
can't stay away from this place.
They love it. They just like, it's a toxic relationship.
Yeah, they go back to the Larms. The Lars.
The Larm family.
The Larm family, my favorite.
The Tostitos, if you will, because they were burnt to a crisp.
Right.
Rey, this part, no, I don't know how you feel about this part, but she buries the lightsabers, which is obviously like a symbolic, like, we're done with this.
Yeah. Time to move on.
Until we can make $1 billion.
She ignites her own really cool lightsaber.
She does. It's revealed that she has a yellow lightsaber, which is the first time I'm pretty sure that we've seen this on film.
They're in Clone Wars, but
in a movie that people care about.
Yeah. Sure.
And then some fucking random old lady walks by, and she's like, "Annie, you better get home. The storm's coming." And it's that same lady, probably, because I don't think there's that many inhibitants.
She's like the Agrabah drunk dealer from Aladdin.
Yep. I don't know.
She's just telling the story.
She's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I'm Rey. What's your family name?" She takes like a half hour, and then she's like, "Skywalker." And it's the end. And she stares at the double suns, her and BB-8.
Yep.
There's 2 suns on that planet, man.
What do they do over there?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows what they do. And she, I guess, stole BB-8 from Poe.
But she's there on the Falcon. How do we know that they're not with her? She's just doing a little thing.
I don't know, man. And then that's it. And then that's the end of the. I'm about to cry because we just rolled through all 9 movies, man. I'm sad.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was, man.
I had a good time. This is a good way to. The main reason I wanted to start off like this was to give people an idea of, kind of like who we are, how we feel about Star Wars, so that they're not shocked by things as we break them down. Maybe on a weekly basis, if we can somehow get on a schedule here, or as Star Wars news presents itself.
Yes, and then Rachel's here sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey.
She's literally head first asleep in her notes right now, and also speaking at the same time.
So it's interesting that this is called Rise of Skywalker.
I thought that was a weird naming.
Because the Skywalkers are all
declined. Dead. It should be the decline of Skywalker.
Death of Skywalker.
I like that she I like that she adopts the name because
she married a Force ghost.
No, because she would have been Solo if she married Ben.
Oh, duh.
But
idiot.
And Solo's already been taken. That's already a movie name.
Fuck. Right, and so to pay lineage to 2 Skywalkers who did train her.
They were like her adopted parents.
Yeah, I know it sounds weird because they're brother and sister and like being like a mother figure and a father figure, but it's like they were both her mentors, and she obviously has a lot of respect for them. You can very much tell that throughout this movie.
And it's not like she ever had a family name prior to this.
It comes back to that theme of like the family that you're born with versus the family that you end up in.
Well, Luke does say earlier when they're in Ireland, he says there are things stronger than blood, and that was something I wrote down. We just didn't mention. I think that's
hard liquor and green titty milk.
Yep. But
mixed together.
I think that's huge because she never really did have a family name, and then she finds out that her family is dead, and then her family's evil, and like all this shit. So like,
they're actually horrible.
So her connections is stronger than blood. I just maybe the rise of Skywalker.
It's a weird title for the last movie in a trilogy.
Right. Like, yeah. I mean, I don't hate Skywalker being in the title. I think that makes sense, but maybe just I don't know. Like. I don't know what else the title would be.
Did you say you hate that it's in the title?
No, I don't hate that Skywalker is in the title. I think Rise maybe wasn't the correct way to...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to get super hung up on titles, but I do agree that it's a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it'd be like
it is the rise of Skywalker, which I think like
that'd be like Rambo 5, like the beginning.
Yeah,
of Rambo.
I mean,
the first movie of Rambo.
When the movie before the movie had come out, I thought that like, oh, maybe like instead of being called Jedi, they'll be referred to as Skywalkers, which I thought was like a cool concept at the time. that totally wasted that. That's not what Yoda said to Rey when she was listening to all the Jedi like giving her strength. Yoda could have just been like, Luke, and then Rey would have been really confused as to like why he's not even talking to me.
Then he just dies. Terrible.
I didn't know if you were gonna get that one out.
Yeah, I did.
All right. So I think not much more I can say about the title, but I do want to talk about.
Let's hear it.
Is anyone else like super bothered by the fact that like we just didn't get I feel like Finn gets a full character arc. I feel like the continuation of Rey and Finn's story, like them individually and maybe even like together, just to me seems like it has so much more potential for I'm more intrigued by like okay, well, what happens after this for them than I am by like what happened to them during this trilogy. Like I want to
Finn and Rey, or
Finn and Rey, both their stories. Like I want to see them continue.
I think Rey is the most natural one to continue with.
Right, but Finn has this like we just found out that he's like essentially force sensitive. Like
yeah, I mean actually yeah, that's a good.
But
point.
I almost feel like his story would be more interesting following that group of
defected stormtroopers.
Yeah,
who also have a connection to the
Force.
Exactly.
Like
they
I
could
almost
do like their own thing.
I feel like his story makes more sense with them.
But if Rey is like the one who's to pass on like the Jedi legacy, and these people are force sensitive, why can't they both?
Because you know what will happen is one of them will be like sad one day, and then they'll fall to the dark side, and this whole shit will just start over again.
And then Palpatine somehow
Palpatine will somehow return.
Yeah, no, I don't think that it can. I'm just saying like I'm almost more interested of how his story would continue with them than I don't know. I mean, like
I'm just saying, like
Finn is constantly pining after Rey, and Rey like friend zoned him like a long time ago, and like
yeah,
I don't know.
I just think that like their stories have so much more to offer than what was offered in this trilogy. Like
I mean, the
I think
friendship
so, but maybe that was the
the
point though.
Was to
because
leave it
they
more
need
open-ended, or
they need Star Wars needs that IP, man. They got to keep making money.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
But I mean, the friendship between the three of them is like.
If you think this is the last Star Wars
undeniably.
movie,
well, I know it's not. I just mean like in this like time frame.
Right. I'm with you. I do think that Finn leaves a lot. He did get a complete arc, I guess, but he does kind of leave a lot to be
explored.
Yeah, that's better. I was gonna say desired, but I think explored is better because I like how they came about with Finn, but I just like the idea of like a stormtrooper that defected and is also force sensitive. Like you gotta like give that more attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. He's super underutilized in the last two films.
Yeah. Ew, Rachel, that was gross.
Sorry.
You can do that again.
Got him.
Ew, gross.
So I know we're probably like coming up big on time here, but
a little bit.
So JJ, back to this question again. Like, I don't even know if we really like. It's obvious. Like, one of them should have helmed the whole trilogy.
Yes. No, not even necessarily. If there was a plan from above, from whoever the powers that be are.
The execution across the board.
And I think we said this at the end of the last, 2 pods ago. If there was like an overarch, kind of how Marvel does it. Like, I think there's one guy who's like in charge of the whole overarching thing, right?
Right.
I really think that would have benefited because I don't even think like I'm not a huge fan of this movie, but I do think a lot of that is because it's so disjointed in some key areas. I do think that people probably dislike this movie more, like they hated it a lot more than they should have, but at the same time, like it definitely suffers from like a lot of kind of all over the place, like trying to connect plots and not finishing some points, and just like it's all over the place, and it's very disjointed as a trilogy. It's very disjointed. Yeah,
it's a bad saga ender, but in my opinion, it's still like a fun action movie, and it's Star Wars, so
yeah,
it's not my favorite for sure, but it's not my least favorite either.
Right.
Like I'd put this on before.
Are we gonna?
We'll rank the rest of them. We don't have to do the full ranking right now, but I'm just saying.
We're gonna do a rating of this one.
Yeah, we'll do out of 5 for this one, and then on the rate episode,
the 5 scale.
We're gonna do out of 10 to properly rank.
Okay. So this is gonna be a little weighted.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna let you start.
I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I would say 3 out of 5.
I'm gonna go 2.5.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, shit, man. We've
done it.
We've done it. Did we cry? What do we do? Do we drink 90 beers?
Well, you did that one.
99 bottles of green titty milk on the wall.
How do you guys know these aren't titty milks, by the way?
I don't.
Maybe I cut a deal with Bud Light.
I was going to say, is that Bud Light's newest product?
Titty milk in a can. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Mike, it's been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, dude. I
didn't think we were going to make it. I thought we were going to at least strangle.
Why are you guys acting like you're done?
We're not.
We're not.
But
We made it through phase 1. Rachel, thank you for
okay.
being our first multi-guest.
I was like, I'm sad.
She's on 3 episodes now. Because this is
Shit.
Yeah, suck it, Dad.
Yeah, suck it, Dad.
Yeah.
Any dad out there?
All the dads.
Not really. Just you, Scott. You fucking dirtbag. Nah, he's a good guy. I feel like I have to say that. Nah, it's been great, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm excited to...
This is going better than I expected when you originally suggested that we do this.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Because my initial thought was like, I like Star Wars, but I'm just fucking not in the same stratosphere when it comes to knowledge of any of it.
Well, that's what I'm here for, and, you know, I enjoyed the entertainment aspect that you provide. Because you're much funnier than I am.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I do agree with that. So, shout out to Diesel for appearing in like
every episode.
My roommate's dog. He's been in like 3
been
of the episodes.
You can hear his pitter patter.
Either walking or eating.
He's also been in more episodes than my dad.
Yep. Suck it, Scott. Love it. So yeah, man. I guess do we have an idea what's next? Or?
So we're definitely gonna do an episode.
Is this like season 1 for us? This is 9.
I don't know. I think this is just the beginning of many episodes.
Okay. I don't think we can have seasons.
No, this has been our chronological rewatch of the Skywalker Saga. Like I said, this is meant to. This was meant to give you an idea of how we feel about different things in the Star Wars universe. And like how we feel about the films. We will be doing an official ranking out of 10 episode where we're going to go in and give them a score. We'll probably come up with some sort of rating
We'll bring it up
system.
to a 10 scale too, so it's...
Yeah, it's going to be...
Because a 5 scale is bullshit.
Oh, we realized that way too late.
Like, damn, 5 is trash.
You know,
Why are we doing this?
As Star Wars content comes out, I do definitely want to break it down as it happens, especially with The Mandalorian coming out. We recorded way too much today. I really wanted to break down that trailer. Maybe that'll come on the tail end of our ranking of the Skywalker Saga episodes. In between, you know, lulls in content, I'm sure we'll revisit some older stuff. Like Rogue One is something I definitely think we could talk about. Solo. The Clone Wars has 7 seasons.
That's so much.
It's a lot of stuff. We'll never run out of content. You can't get away from us.
Run out to fit watching that. But we should do the standalone movies, though.
For sure.
Those are cool.
The Clone Wars animated film count as one of those?
Nope.
God damn it.
No, it does not.
But we will keep you posted on what is to come as we go. But yeah, definitely weekly breakdowns of come. Weekly breakdowns of come will be coming. Specifically
with the script,
with I mean, we don't just have Mando. We have the Cassian Andor series, Kenobi in the works. There's lots of stuff that
There's a lot of stuff that I didn't even know was happening.
That's what I'm here for.
Well, shit, man.
One more time, I'd like to thank Ray for being on the pod with us.
Thanks, Raymond.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We admire the female perspective.
Yeah, this is good. You've been a good guest.
Oh,
way better than your dad.
It's like the new your mom joke. Your dad.
4 digs in one episode. I don't know.
In like 5 minutes.
Yeah. He's
awesome.
Now after this he's just gonna be begging to be on again.
Dude, I swear to God, if he shows up outside of my house doing the fucking marionette with his toys again, man, I'm calling the cops. I'm doing it. All right, man. Well, here's the many more titty milks.
Yeah, many more titty milks.
Rachel, you can even get in on this.
Yeah, all the titty milks.
All the titty milks.
All right, all of our friends, if we even have any left listening.
To all 4 of our listeners.
Thank you guys a lot, and we're looking forward to bringing more to you.